God is love. Love is from God. Love one another, for love comes from God, and we are loved by God. So this is the heart of what Jesus taught and what Jesus embodied. This is the heart of the message and the way of life that Jesus' followers shared in the years and in the generations since Jesus' life. And this is the heart of the accounts passed down by those followers through the Gospels, not only of Jesus' life and teachings, but also of his passion and death and the disciples' experiences of Jesus' return in resurrected form, and what that has meant for them and what that can mean for us. God is love. What does this mean? Well, what does love mean for you? What has been like for you to love? What has it been like for you to be loved? What has it been like for you to yearn for love, to yearn out of love? What has it been like for you to be committed to love, to commit to love? What has it been like for love to lead you through all that life brings when one shares love with another, in sickness and in health, in plenty and in want, in joy and in sorrow? What has it been like for you to love a community, to love a cause, to love even humanity itself? God help us. What has it been like for you to share love not only with other people, but also with something of the more than human world, a fellow creature, a landscape, a homeland, perhaps even love this world itself? And then what has it been like to not love? What has it been like to not be loved? Or to fall short of the challenge of love, or to be let down by the absence of love? So considering all of this, what's God got to do with love? And what's love got to do with God? How has love been a part of your relationship with God and of God's relationship with you, or not? So we may love imperfectly and have imperfect experiences of love, but God is perfect love, we are told. So in a Christian culture, we hear this a lot, perhaps, God is love, and it sounds nice, but really it's an astonishing claim, astonishing. In polytheistic worldviews, which hold there to be many gods, love is in the job description of maybe one or two gods or goddesses, and all the other deities have responsibilities for all the other kinds of forces in the world. There are gods of the storms and gods of war and gods of the ocean and of the harvest and of music and of craft and trade and so forth. And these gods are imagined to be like humans, but amplified by this great power. So they're fickle and flirty and funny and vain and vengeful and brilliant and brutal and beautiful and all the rest of it. And in all the stories about gods and goddesses in various mythologies, love is not even close to being the universal quality that ties it all together. And then on the other hand, there are monotheistic worldviews, which believe in one God. And that one God is either the sum total of all and everything, or is totally outside all and everything, is infinite and omniscient and omnipotent and unchanging, and so on. And for most monotheists who try to get their minds around all of that, this vast non-human scope of divine transcendence, a mushy sentimental word like love is not what they reach for when there are more suitably grand and mighty and abstract ideas. You follow? So what I'm saying is that it's strange to claim that God is love. And it's very challenging to sincerely believe that God is love and to sincerely try to live it out. And it's so challenging that I suspect many Christians like to excuse ourselves from trying too hard, preferring to stay limited and petty and selfish and judgmental and tribal and exclusionary and all the rest of it. Okay, I've said it before, I'll say it again, because this whole empathy is a sin business is getting some traction these days. It's just used to justify cruelty and scapegoating. And it's blasphemy. So the Christian testimony is a testimony of divine pathos. It is a testimony of Emmanuel, of God with us. God, the holy creator of the cosmos, in all of God's majesty and mystery and freedom, is incarnate, joining us in the flesh. The infinite becomes intimate. The Creator joins the created in our condition through all of the joy and the suffering of this, the beauty and the bitterness that we know as creatures of flesh and blood and breath and spirit. And the word for this is love. Through Christ, God embraces each of us and all of us as we are, out of love, to show us that the Creator crafts this cosmos out of love and for love. And it is through love that we may be restored and forgiven and freed to be who God originally created us all to be, one in our belovedness as children of the living God. And even the most violent acts of hate, which God suffered through Christ's passion, and which God suffers to this day through every violation of human dignity and sanctity, even this cannot overcome God's love and life-giving power. God is love, and love is from God. And this is the heart of the Christian testimony, the good news and the faith of Jesus Christ. And when you hear this, does your heart stir a little? Does it burn? Does it yearn? Even just a little? Can you feel it call to your own love, your own experience of love, your own yearning for love? What love has called you to, however imperfectly? Does that stir, even just a flicker? Then care for that spark. Kindle it so that it may grow. And let its light and its warmth guide your prayers and guide your life in faith. It was G.K. Chesterton who said, "Let your religion be less a theory and more a love affair." Less a theory and more a love affair. Jesus has given this world a tremendous revelation of the nature of God, that God is love, and that God's awareness, infinite consciousness, cosmic consciousness, man, joins us in all that we experience and feel and lives through, joins us even in our suffering, and does so freely out of love. And God is beyond it all, free from it all, and so in loving us can help us to know some of that freedom from the limitations of how sin can imprison our lives. So I'll end by quoting Thomas Merton for, I think, the third time, 3 Sundays in a row. The root of Christian love is not the will to love, but the faith that one is loved. The faith that one is loved by God. The faith that one is loved by God, although unworthy, or rather irrespective of one's worth. In the true vision of God's love, the idea of worthiness loses its significance. Revelation of the mercy of God makes the whole problem of worthiness seem almost laughable. The discovery that worthiness is of no special consequence is a true liberation of the spirit. And this liberation is a liberation of our love. It can liberate, free our capacity to love others as we know that God has loved us.